What's going on, guys? Andrew Piluk Hockey here, back again with another video continuing the Toronto Maple Leafs 2021-2022 player previews. And I was almost dreading making this video because I know this one is going to have people fired up. We're going to be previewing Mitch Marner this season, talking about what happened last year and talking about the off season and trying to get a read on where we can go with this guy this year, because we need to cool off on the Mitch Marner hate, okay? Now, let me explain, okay? First off, I would just like to ask you guys, if you are new here, to like this video and subscribe. I'd greatly appreciate it. I know there's a ton of people that watch these videos that aren't subscribed. It does help me a lot, and it's completely free to do. Liking and subscribing literally helps me more than you'll ever know. So if you are new here, make sure to subscribe. If you're a new subscriber, thank you. And to the people that have been here since day one, I greatly appreciate it. But let's get into this one. Whew. I'm a little scared to do this one almost. I don't know why. Leaf fans have been making this dude trend every single day of the week, basically this entire off season. And I need to start out this video by saying I've also been pretty rough on Mitch Marner in terms of being like, oh, he's probably getting traded. That was his last game as a Maple Leaf. But it's like, this guy's 24 years old, okay? I'm 25. So it's like, I know what it's like right now for me as just a regular person when somebody throws some hate my way. But imagine the amount of hate that this guy has gone through already at 24 years old. Marner is a great regular season player. And going into this last playoffs, and I believe even after this one, he actually technically, with the current roster, has the best playoffs point per game percentage. So he's performed better than a lot of other Leaf players in the playoffs. And like in the series against Boston, we'll look at some of the points here, but like he's actually done pretty decent. This past one, not so good. And it's well documented. But the amount of hate that this guy's getting, like, let's separate ourselves from just the game of hockey for a second. This is a 24-year-old guy, okay? He just got engaged, I believe, so shout out to you, Mitch Marner. That's incredible. Congratulations. I'm a huge fan. Like, I'll let you guys know this right now, and you guys have seen it before. I'm a huge Marner fan. I love the guy. He was very classy when I met him. He was a really good person to my grandmother. He was just very nice. And it's tough to watch the amount of hate that this guy's getting, because it's like, it's one thing for me or anybody else to be like, oh, that was his last game as a Leaf. This sucks. He played terrible. But like, we wake up the next day and it's like, oh, you know, we still love Mitch. It was a bad game. Everybody like, most people think like that. They just, it took me a little bit, but it's like, okay, like it's Mitch Marner. Like, I believe that he's going to perform better this year. I really do. Like, we're acting like this guy has peaked at 24 years old. He has a lot to give still. And I think he's going to come in this season with a chip on his shoulder, which I really, really hope he does. But we have to give him this season. We have to give this whole team this season, because this, and I know people are like, oh, it's like this every year. No, this is the all or nothing for this team this year. And I've said it a million times. They won't keep the core together because Dubas will get fired if they lose in the playoffs, or if they even make the playoffs. Dubas is getting fired if they get taken out round one. Shanahan might lose his job. Keefe will probably lose his job because anytime a new GM comes in, they fire the coach. Most of the time. And the core won't, like I said, it won't stay together. They're going to start picking apart this team, because nobody's going to come in and just go, yep, this is the team. They're going to start moving pieces around. Mitch Marner is part of the all or nothing, because if Marner wants to stay here, or if other guys want to stay here, it's not just him. Trust me, it's not just him. And any Leaf fan would know that. They're going to have to show that they deserve a spot on this team. They're going to have to play their ass off. Okay, let's get into some numbers here. Like I said, 24 years old. The guy's still really young, but everybody harps on the contract. $10.9 million, okay? I'm just going to say this. We're here. and this has taken a long time for me to admit, and I'm sure a lot of Leaf fans are in the same boat, it's the contract's already in place. We cannot do anything about it, and we never could do anything about it. We're Leaf fans. We're not part of management. We're not part of the team. We're fans. The contract signed. $10.9 million. He's a Maple Leaf. That's it. And I'm happy he's a Maple Leaf, but it's very expensive. $10.9 million. He's got that deal till 2024, 2025. Look at his numbers, okay? Rookie season, 61 points in 77 games played, even when Babcock was messing with him, putting him on the fourth line. 4 points in 6 playoff games. Not bad for a rookie. 17-18, 69 points in 82 games played. 9 points in 7 games in the playoffs. Pretty damn good. Over a point per game. 18-19 season, 94 points in 82 games played. Real good season. 4 points in 7 games, not the best, but still 4 points in 7 games, not too bad. 19-20, 67 points in 59 games played, another good season. 4 points in 5 games, I'll take that. That's not too bad. This year, 67 points in 55 games played. Pretty good regular season, I would say, like very good regular season. But the playoffs, he had 4 points in 7 games, but no goals whatsoever. And it takes us back to the Matthews thing, the Marner thing. They just weren't getting depth, or they weren't getting scoring from their stars, but they were getting scoring from, Nylander, one of the stars of this team, actually did put up good numbers, but the other stars in this team didn't. So in the regular season, Marner led the way with 67 points in 55 games played. Him and Matthews were pretty damn close. But in the playoffs, like I mentioned before, he just wasn't there. 4 points in 7 games played. The line of Nylander, Kerfoot, and Galchenyuk were the ones producing a lot. Spezza, Matthews with 5 and in 7 games. You expect more goals from him, but you also expect a little bit more. I said it and I'll say it again. All it took was 1 goal from Marner and another one from Matthews, and that series was over. Multiple times they had opportunities to just finish the series, and it didn't happen. If the Leafs would have got a Kerfoot or Nylander-like performance from Marner or Matthews, the series would have been probably a sweep. It wouldn't have even gotten past 4 games, but they just didn't. They ended up having to play in 7 games, and they just didn't produce. When you're getting paid that much money, that's why people get frustrated with the output. I don't think people genuinely don't think people dislike Mitch Marner. I think the problem is they always look at that contract and look at the player. So what I'll ask you to do, and I know this is stupid and difficult, but take away the contract. Mitch Marner is a good hockey player. Not good, great. He's a fantastic hockey player. He's a guy that you would like to have to build your team. Without Marner in the regular season, this team is obviously worse. They don't get to the playoffs. I truly believe that. Marner is a key part of this team, obviously. So without him, they don't even get to the playoffs. So, sure, he needs to perform in the playoffs, but they don't get there unless they have this talent. Now is where they need to break that glass ceiling. They need to grab the brass ring, as Triple H once said to Jeff Hardy, if you're a wrestling fan. You got to grab that brass ring. You can climb up the ladder, but you have to grab the brass ring. If you do not grab it, you will never be champion. You will never have a Stanley Cup. You will never make it out of the first round. You have to get there. It's so easy to climb up, but are you going to grab it? Are you going to take that opportunity? Are you going to push through and win the big one? Jeff Hardy could do it. I know it's scripted. It's wrestling. I get it. I'm just a stupid wrestling fan, okay? But are you going to grab the brass ring? And that's something that not just people need to stop singling out Mitch Marner. There's so many players on this team that need to understand this. You need to grab the damn brass ring together as a team. Score, win, hit, grind your way to victory. You see guys like Nylander who knew he needed to take a step, and he did it. You've seen Kerfoot and Galchenyuk give it their all on that line. That line lost Johnny T, and those guys stepped up. In the playoffs, we need the whole team to buy into that. It seemed like you could try and try and try, but they weren't there. And people were like, oh, they were trying. I appreciate that. But it's not the try league. It's the get it done league. Shout out to Josh Donaldson. And you know that guy's a winner. That guy's a winner. He's an MVP. It's not the try league. It's the get it done league. And it's like that in all sports. You can try, but if you don't win anything, if you don't win a round, the Blue Jays have won multiple rounds when Donaldson was there. They were a great team. They all bought in. They bought in. Grind every at-bat. Pitch till your arm falls off. The Maple Leafs need to put that into hockey form. They need to go in there. They need to grind all the time. It's not just Mitch Marner, but he's definitely a part of that. Okay, I'm not going to harp on this anymore. Marner's going to have a great season. And if they make the playoffs, Marner's going to have a big playoff. I am going to be optimistic. I know I already know the comments. But I'm going to be optimistic. I love and appreciate you guys as always. Shout out to Mitch Marner. Let's support the guys this year. It's an all or nothing season, and that includes Mitch Marner. Peace.